Attorney General Jeff Sessions is trying to crack down on medical marijuana users now. I was one of the people who warned you from the beginning about Jeff Sessions. I mean, the guy has an endless list of quotes about what he thinks of all drugs. He said, "Good people don't smoke marijuana." That's a direct quote from Jeff Sessions. Good people don't smoke marijuana. Think about how wrong he is and how far gone you have to be on this issue in order to say something like that. Good people don't smoke marijuana. I think the majority of Americans have tried marijuana, at least once. So I guess they're all bad people, according to Jeff Sessions. But he would say yes. He'd go, yeah, no, good people don't do that. Okay, Jeff. So this is from Newsweek. Jeff Sessions targeting medical marijuana users cites historic drug epidemic. Medical marijuana users, and he's targeting, there's an epidemic. First of all, how are you going to have a conversation about an epidemic while talking about marijuana? It's not even physically addictive. I mean, epidemic of people eating Cheetos and cookie dough ice cream. Epidemic of people giggling while they watch Seth Rogen movies. Epidemic, horrible. Epidemic of people enjoying their weekends and their nights. Epidemic. Here's what they say. Attorney General Jeff Sessions recently submitted a letter asking certain members of Congress to remove federal protections that prevent the Department of Justice from cracking down on medical marijuana patients, cultivators, and dispensaries that are in line with state laws. Under the Rohrabacher-Farr Amendment, which passed in 2014 and was recently renewed by Congress, the DOJ is prohibited from spending federal money to interfere with state-level medical marijuana laws. Sessions sent the letter in May, and it was later obtained and released on Monday by marijuana news site massroots.com. In it, the Attorney General said that the amendment inhibits the department's ability to properly enforce the Controlled Substances Act, under which marijuana is listed as a Schedule I drug. Okay, so let me explain what this means here, because I learned something in this story that I didn't know. That apparently there was an amendment that passed in 2014, which said that the federal government, the Department of Justice, cannot go after people who sell medical marijuana if the person selling medical marijuana is in compliance with state laws. I didn't know that, because the way it works in the U.S. is federal law overrides state law. That's the supremacy clause of the Constitution. So under federal law, you have, it's a Schedule I drug. Marijuana is a Schedule I drug. So if it's a Schedule I drug, then that would mean that the state laws are overridden. But I guess what they're saying here is the federal law was tweaked to say even though it's a Schedule I drug, you can't go after people in the states who sell it if they're abiding by the state laws selling medical marijuana. They can still go after ones who sell recreational marijuana, even if that is legal in given states. So it's a little weird, and there's some contradictory laws, I guess you could say, on the issue of marijuana, which, by the way, is why we need to have it totally legal for recreational purposes on a federal level. I mean, that's the answer. But yeah, issues like this, I get a feeling that Sessions might go ahead and crack down on medical marijuana businesses either way, and then it'll go all the way through the court system and get all the way to the Supreme Court. Because there is a little bit of a discrepancy here. There's a little bit of a contradiction where it's a Schedule I drug, so we can go after anybody using it for whatever reason, but no, there was an amendment that said you can't go after people who use medical marijuana if they're in compliance with state laws. So I don't know. This might be something for the courts to resolve because there appears to be a little bit of an issue and it's up in the air there. But what Jeff Sessions did is he's interpreting it as, okay, I can't go after medical marijuana people, but let me beg Congress to tweak that amendment to allow me to go after people using medical marijuana, people who sell it and people who use it. Man, look at this guy's priorities. That's amazing. I mean, we incarcerate more people in the U.S. than in any other country. We're number one in incarceration. And a lot of that is because of the fucking drug war. And he's like, yeah, let's keep locking up nonviolent drug offenders. Let's lock up medical marijuana patients. God forbid the day that Jeff Sessions learns that Vicodin and Percocet, these are, opioids, which it reacts in the body the same way as heroin does. If he learns that morphine is basically heroin, that when you get in a car accident, they give you morphine and stuff. When you get in the hospital and you're in pain, they give you morphine. When he learns that that's what that is, oh my God, he might try to come after that. Go after anybody who, is using pain pills. Because it's a drug and I'm Jeff Sessions and drugs are bad. You're a bad person if you use that. God, he's so stupid. Like, the way he thinks is just so stupid. He's one of those guys who was told from a kid, drugs are bad, and he just believed it 100%, never experimented, never learned, never thought, well, hold on now, wait a second. Caffeine's a drug. I drink that. It gets me all uppity. Alcohol's a drug. People get drunk. Most people who drink alcohol don't become alcoholics. They're just regular people, and they come home from work and they have a cocktail or something. He never connected the dots, like, oh, maybe we shouldn't lock people in a cage and take away their freedom because they decided to tweak their consciousness with marijuana. And, by the way, hilarious, because Jeff Sessions and people like him, these Republican senators, they love to be the first one to say, Constitution, freedom, I believe in liberty and freedom. Now let me lock non-violent drug offenders and medical marijuana users in a cage and take away their freedom. Well, then you don't believe in freedom. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, I believe in freedom, but you lock up people who aren't hurting anybody and who are just tweaking their consciousness, sometimes for medical reasons. So he's not only dumb enough to go after recreational marijuana, Jeff Sessions wanted to go after medical marijuana people. Medical! Unbelievable stupidity. And yes, this is our Attorney General. Our Attorney General is stuck in the year fucking 1917.